Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon, Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God's duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're gonna get into some real esoteric knowledge right now. As Archangel Uriel. Now, calculations is wrong in general. So I want to make this disclaimer before I even get into anything. We are not in the age of Aquarius, and wherever y'all got that bullshit science at, you see what I'm saying, is what's confusing y'all. Now, Aquarius is something we have already done. Now, you need to understand this. Precessions do not determine the age we are in. And based upon all the new constellations, well, all the constellations we are aware of, this will tell you that based upon degree, what specific location we are at in the skies. Now, Sidereal and Vedic got this science wrong, and then they got an argument with Tropical, saying that if you hear any Western astrologers talking about the age we in, they're using Sidereal. They're all wrong. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is what you need to understand. Vedic astrology correlate their system based upon the fixed star Spica. So they correlate the space and location and who you are based upon the stars and the lights. Tropical represents the space that these stars and lights are influencing in. You see what I'm saying? So we know the space creates the stars. Same way you was created out of a space. So you are a star just like the stars, and we're all moving along together. But here's the thing right here you need to understand. What their concept is, the Spica fixed star, right, resonates in 0 degrees Libra. So this is where they started from. They're saying 2,000 years ago, Spica started. Now in 0 degrees Libra. So based upon calculations today, if you was to go do your fixed star understandings, you know that Spica reside in like one of the wings or something like that of the Virgo space, or the Virgo constellation, the actual Virgo constellation where the stars are actually located. Spica will be around there, around Venda Matrix and things of that nature, right? Now, as you will see, it's not even based upon the actual degrees of equinoxes, but they're trying to base that like it controls the seasons in some type of way. So now it just control influences. So what they're trying to say is, okay, why not call you these stars? But here's where they get things messed up, where we get miscalculations at the age of Aquarius. Because if we was to do Western, now I don't even want to call it Western. This is this flight astrology. This is Archangel Uriel, because I'm coming to the terms and grips and conditions that neither Tropical, Western, or Eastern actually do what I do. But look, this actually makes more sense. We know at 0 degrees Libra, right, that was the fixed star Antares. So what I'm going to do is base it on the royal fixed stars. Now, the main reason Vedic and Sidereal tie it to Spica is because they do their charts really based on your moon. So, but what people don't understand, they thinking like, oh, I'm learning more about my moon. And then Sidereal people who teach Sidereal or Vedic, and then they're new to it, they're already indoctrinated by the science and religion already. So it make you feel like, oh, yeah, the moon is the true thing. The moon is what we need to understand. And what you need to understand is the origination of that is not talking about your actual moon sign. They're talking about the actual moon effects and calculating our location based upon the moon travels. So that means when it's nighttime. But on a spiritual level and back correlated to the houses back then, they're talking about the moon side of the chart, which is the last 6 houses, the last signs, Libra through Pisces. So this is what they're talking about, night and moon chart. And if you get a Vedic or Sidereal astrologer who tell you differ, they're baby-minded. I don't give a fuck how old they are. I don't give a fuck what science and what guru they're indoctrinated by. They're not spiritually inclined. See, before you do any kind of astrology, you got to be spiritually inclined. So when you understand spiritual natures, when you go preaching why Vedic and Sidereal is better because it teaches you more of your emotional side, the backing and supporting of it is not even really based on your actual moon sign. It's based on the moon. And then now they're trying to say the moon affect you in this way, and everything becomes outside of you in a religious annotation. You can't say I'm lying. Now, I don't give a fuck how old you are, how long you studied astrology, and whatever. I'm Archangel Uriel. Now, when we want to talk about it, now we need to be going by the royal fixed stars, because the royal fixed stars control our equinoxes or solstice from a higher clock point of view. So if tropical is the smaller clock, then our how we calculated where the fixed stars is at from our local clock, which is tropical, this will be our higher version of tropical. So we can understand the tropical in that realm. So when you get little punk ass fixed stars like Spica that y'all worship, we know the energy that Spica has now, because we know it's in the realm of reality between the two fixed stars of Regulus and motherfucking Antares. So the energy vibrations is carrying what, as long as we know the element energies of the royal fixed stars. Y'all don't even know the element energy of Spica. We know the elemental energies that the royal fixed stars carry. So since we know the elemental energies, we kind of could know the space and location that Spica is in, and if it's relative or beneficial or malefic or not. So it's actually deeper. You see what I'm saying? Now, if we was to go by, if we're going by the moon chart, instead of going by the fixed star Aldebaran, how y'all would say, like, I'm going by y'all theology right now, as Sidereal Vedic. If we was to go by the sun or whatever like that in the spring equinox, right, then we will go by the royal fixed star Aldebaran. But since y'all go by the moon consciousness, right, we will go on the moon side of things. So the closest thing that you can see in the sky when the earth and everything is on the axis and geared towards how y'all would perceive as night spiritually from a sixth sign and above. From these are the relatable houses, the relatable signs. The first sign from Aries to motherfucking Virgo will be the personal signs, and then the external, and then the inner and the relative will be the motherfucking well, not the internal, the external. But then the relatable signs and then the night signs will be from Libra to Pisces. So 0 degrees Libra, the royal fixed star was motherfucking Antares. And that's more powerful than Spica. So y'all worshiping a lord. It's lords. You see, we don't need to get into that. We need to be seen as these motherfuckers and try to be like them, not be worshipping rude and be ruled by their sense of direction. We have the ability to change these directions, but yeah, it's good to know the directions. Don't try to, you know what I'm saying? Now, don't try to say that we're not giving direction. Now look, what the fuck? Spirit's always trying to motherfucking quit fucking calling me. Shit, motherfucker. Now, this is serious. Now look, when we're talking about motherfucking 0 degrees Libra, the motherfucking royal fixed star Antares was there, and where Antares is at in our sky relative to us right now, which y'all would claim to be Scorpio, the heart of the Scorpion, which we understand that's the backdrop, and then the filter into us is 8-9 degrees Sagittarius. You see what I'm saying? So once we understand that, then if we're going by how y'all correlated by a night or moon type of chart, then if we're looking at that to try to correlate the ages, if you look at it in that perspective, we are in the age of centaurs. So this lets you understand that the precessions don't determine what age we in unless you understand the rotation and pattern of this 360. But if you really on a spiritual level and try to really go to the higher clock and rise spiritually, then you would truly understand that just because our rotation is changing, it's truly a bunch of different other spaces up there that's outside of us. So it's outer influences. So it's important for us to know this. But don't worship it like Vedic and Sidereal and try to create arguments like the other side is not doing that. Like Tropical and Western is not doing that. Just because you're adding way more shit to it. And you're not even adding more shit to it. You just adding religious text to it. Because y'all don't even know the determination if it's a beneficial or malefic. Y'all giving it religious annotations, and y'all have to go to history and gurus and shit to really understand what these fixed stars mean. Where on a spiritual level, you could understand what it means if you just rise spiritually and understand the shit I was just talking about. That has nothing to do with Vedic and Sidereal or Tropical. But it can, but it's just all astrology. But what I'm saying is, if we was to correlate what age we are in, I would go towards that system. So so basically what I just did, I just told you the actual fixed stars or the actual constellation we are in. How the fuck we get to the conclusion that we doing Aquarius again? That don't make no sense. How is we doing Aquarius again? We are Aquarius. Do you understand that? The stars that's in our ecliptic, even though from your point of view, you are a star made out of those stars. So you're moving along with these stars, but you are within the body of these stars. So when you're talking about a higher clock, you have to put yourself in the shoes as if you was everybody as one in this solar system and this ecliptic. You see what I'm saying? So as us traveling as a whole ecliptic, we are in the age that correlates what age we are in. And if you understand astronomy and astrology, this is where everything y'all call tropical, everything is even built off of, or sidereal or whatever. And when you go off that science, right, this lets you know we are in the age of the centaurs. Now, if you want to go on the spiritual level, I will raise the argument. I'm going to start putting up lives, and we're going to go to the argument of how to determine how we're not in the age of Aquarius, and this is something we have already done. And we already on that evolutionary path, and we are Aquarius. We are on our way of trying to add other shit to us. This is why other star constellations is starting to become a part of our ecliptic. This is why you're getting centaurs and stuff like that, because we're in a higher relationship. See, if we was this being as one, as the ecliptic, we're in higher relationships with other constellations, aka beings, and we're rubbing shoulders, and we're within shit right now. This is how you have to look at it. This determines the age. This is how kids can learn it. All y'all motherfucking religious shit, man, we gotta throw that out the motherfucking window. So right now, I'm about to just, fuck even defending tropical. This is just flight astrology. And flight astrology incorporates everything in the universe. And we have ways to incorporate it. Because now we can add a third clock. We can go above the fixed royal stars now and see what anchored them from a diagonal level. What makes the X. On a higher level, what will be the cross on that level? See, y'all can't even get that deep. Y'all don't even know what to name it, what to call it. Y'all don't even know how to create it, imaginary it. Y'all don't even know how to start it. Even if y'all was to start a whole new shit or new religion, y'all don't got the spirit to do that. See, I'm Archangel motherfucking Uriel. You can't even make sense out of your shit without a motherfucking guru. And that's all y'all shit. All y'all shit gotta, what I just proved is, all y'all gotta learn something. And all I do is go outside and learn it how the people y'all learn shit from learned it. So I learned this shit how whoever y'all, the most ancient is nigga who went outside and created concepts of relationships between smaller beings and bigger beings. Now y'all want to call them stars and all this other kind of shit, right? I learned like that motherfucker. Matter of fact, that motherfucker got his signs from me, or her signs from me. Y'all, and then all y'all motherfuckers are offsprings from for those motherfuckers. And I was the spirit that came and gave them the knowledge. Archangel Uriel, motherfucker. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn. He flying through the cosmos.